Thank you for listening to this podcast from TRE, Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain and around the world. For more information, please visit tre.radio.
TRE in the afternoon. Presented by Hannah Murray.
Good afternoon. It's 5:10. You are listening to Women Talk. With me in the studio today is Teresa Jacobson Gonzalez, Marina Bruce and Lily Taylor. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you all for coming in. If you are listening at home and you'd like to get involved, you can. Here's how.
To contact TRE, please call 952 78 4000. Email studio@tre.radio. Send us a WhatsApp on +34 645 99 67 95.
What a beautiful day. It's a wonderful life.
It may be a British classic, but toad in the hole is the dish that Americans find most baffling. Half of them said they wondered why anyone would eat sausages baked inside a giant Yorkshire pudding. It came top in a survey which looked into the greatest culinary divides between the Brits and those on the other side of the Atlantic. Next on the list came bubble and squeak, black pudding and steak and kidney pie. On the other hand, sweet potato pie topped with marshmallows puzzled most Britons, followed by biscuits and gravy and fried Oreos.
I'm sorry, how can they judge us when they're eating marshmallows
so wrong.
or whatever it was?
It's sweet potato pie with marshmallows. I mean, God, and fried Oreos.
No.
Toad in the hole. I think I've only had once or twice in my life. It was never a thing for me growing up. Some people we used to have that all
really
the time.
bad cholesterol.
Exactly. It's really, we never had sausages really, and we never, certainly didn't have toad in the hole. I've had it a couple of times as an adult, and it's all right. But it's not.
But also,
great.
How far removed is it from a hot dog? So why is it so surprising, I guess, to an American if it's in some sort of...
Well, I don't think they have Yorkshire pudding type things, do they? It's not. So maybe
New Yorkshire pudding.
New Yorkshire pudding, exactly. Bubble and squeak. I haven't had that for years.
I can't remember what that is. What is it? Is it cabbage?
Isn't it the leftovers of a roast dinner?
Yeah,
that's
it's
right.
supposed to be. Yeah, and it normally has potatoes in it, and it all just kind of get mushed up and then put in the...
No, it's not doing it for me either.
It's almost like a veggie burger at the end of it.
My mum used to make it. I loved it.
Yeah, I really liked it. No, I'd like to have it. I wasn't going to ask if we can have it for this weekend. Bubble and squeak. A black pudding, I've never been a fan of just because what it is.
It's blood sausage, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
it just doesn't appeal to me from that point of view. Steak and kidney pie, again, I
like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't had it loads of times, but I think the one time I did, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a funny thing with offal. I just haven't...
Just that word.
Exactly. It just sounds awful, doesn't it? It's one of those things I say I don't like, but I've never actually had.
Yeah. Well, we were talking
it.
about cats. I think we should just give it to the cats.
Yes, exactly. So what about... biscuits and gravy. It's not what it is savoury. It's not sweet biscuits and gravy. It's just what they call it. But I remember having grits when I went to America, and I didn't like that. Grits is like a sort of like wheat or something like that, but it's white. They have it for breakfast generally. It's white and it's fried, and it doesn't sort of have much taste.
Is that in the south of the US more? The grits? Is that
I think so.
nationwide?
I have it everywhere.
I don't know. Oh, right, okay.
I think so. But it wasn't great. Very kind of oily and not much flavour, and
doesn't sound very good.
No, it doesn't. Are there any other weird things that you can think of that you like eating?
Well, I can give you an example because I hadn't been to the UK until I was... the first time I went to the UK, I was 11, and I was sent to boarding school, and I was sitting at the dinner table eating chips, and someone passed me a bottle of vinegar. And I thought they were bullying the new girl because I didn't realise that people in England put vinegar on their chips. That to me was really shocking.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, because you don't see that anywhere. I mean, I don't think any other country does it, do?
I don't think so, because my boyfriend only had vinegar on chips when he came to my house, because my dad loves it. And now he loves it, but at first he was like, oh, what are you doing?
Yeah, I suppose if you associate
it's really bizarre to me, because for me vinegar goes like in a salad dressing or something.
Yeah. It's a different type, isn't it? So the ones that go on chips traditionally, certainly in the UK, would be more like a malt vinegar, and it's a darker colour.
I can't even remember that, but
you wouldn't put like red wine vinegar on chips or balsamic vinegar on chips. You know, it's generally a specific. It's a malt vinegar.
It's like
isn't
those
it?
crisps, which are lovely. The kettles,
kettle crisps,
with the balsamic vinegar.
Oh yes, so good. Yes, balsamic vinegar and caramelised onion.
Now
we're all going to walk out here really hungry.
Yes, probably. This I thought was really bizarre. So obviously we're in the World Cup. Are you watching the World Cup?
Yes.
Yeah?
A little
I'm watching lots of it. Yeah? No,
I have enough people around me
telling me what's going on. Yes.
Absolutely.
Fair enough. So there's an article that says only 1 in 5 employers is offering flexible working hours during the World Cup. I can't believe that any companies
that's what I was going to say.
Okay, well, I can comment on this. Okay, so I am not a football fan. As I say, I'm surrounded by enough of them. And the other night, I was reading my book on my sofa, nice and quietly with the air conditioning on, and I heard a woman screaming, and then another woman screaming, like close by to our house, and I didn't understand what was going on. And then I thought, oh my God, I hope they call the police, because it sounded like a... And then I started hearing men screaming, and then there were all these people screaming. I went, oh, football, right. And then I asked Alexa, I said, what match is on now? And it said Argentina. So I immediately called the salon, and I said to my Argentinian technician, I said, go home and watch it.
Oh, did you?
And I think she will, be grateful for it. And it made me think, and she was like, oh my God, it was because I got home. The moment I got home, apparently they scored or something happened. Yeah. So apparently, I'm in her good books, which is really good.
That's nice.
It's a long, hot summer, believe me, you need you need people on.
Gesture.
But my daughter's in London, and she got told that if they were watching the England match, that they could come in 90 minutes or start work 90 minutes later the next day.
Wow.
So it makes a difference if you hear your boss saying things like that.
Oh, absolutely it does. I just think it's strange to expect it.
Maybe if they were in the final, but for a...
Well, it seems to be some craze right now, doesn't it? People got very excited about it.
Well, because they were saying in the UK about the England-Mexico match, because it was so late, kids having the next day off, and there was that whole debate. And I was like, I mean, to be fair, I was very much of the opinion of don't be so ridiculous, just watch it, but go to work tired. It doesn't matter, it's just like one day. But then hearing you say that is such a lovely gesture, so I do understand it. But I don't know, if your kids want to watch the match, then watch the match. And it doesn't matter if you're tired the next day. I don't know. It's just like a one-time thing.
It's never been an issue, has it? It's never been an exception or whatever.
I think giving kids the day off school is really bad.
Too much, no.
Well, I wonder what the conversation would be if this was men's talk and not women's talk.
So true.
Yes.
Quite different.
Should be obligatory by law.
I mean, maybe would it be different if, which could absolutely happen, England were in the final? Would people expect to have the day off school the next day if the match is, silly o'clock in the morning, or issues with work? Do you think being in the final makes a difference?
I mean, even then, I would say no, but no. I mean, I don't know.
I think you have to gauge it. As a being a boss, I think you have to gauge.
Can I work for you?
Send me your CV. I think you have to gauge if people. I mean, as I say, I didn't even know. I don't even know what matches are on, and I normally talk about groups, not teams, and I'm terrible with football. But you have to gauge. If your employees or people that you work with, if that
but is yours
interesting.
a small business? I mean, if it's a big,
it's
corporate,
a small business.
Yeah, if you're a big corporate.
Oh, but my daughter's working for a big business in London.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it is about maybe maybe the team, the managers, and how much you feel that's going to make a difference.
Yeah, I think it's lovely if businesses are doing that and bosses are doing that. I think for sure it would help with morale.
Exactly that.
Your staff would really appreciate it and be like, oh, that's so nice. And at the end of the day, it's nice when people like each other in a work scenario.
Essential.
And having
essential.
Respect either way. The boss wants to be respected, but they also need to respect their staff. It should go both ways.
But also,
and little things like that.
Interestingly,
really
the article actually mentions work-life balance, and that for me is very important. And I've worked for big corporate companies, and they have completely ignored the fact that you have a life outside of work.
That's true.
And I think that part is important. And I think maybe companies, big companies, small companies need to take note.
Maybe it's the start of something.
Well, any out there listening,
Absolutely. They are the tiny moments that help us get through the week, whether it's discovering a forgotten note in a pocket, managing to park perfectly the first time, or finding a shopping trolley with a coin already in it. Now a poll of those who work Monday to Friday found that a third of them actively look for little unexpected joys. The average person experiences at least 3 a week. Wow. I love this and think it's really important to acknowledge these things, because we're generally really busy, and it's very easy to have negative mindsets about things. It's too hot, or there's too much traffic, or we could easily be negative about so many things in life. So to have positive spins on things and notice these little things and allow them to make us smile and go, oh yes, that was good, and appreciate it as a little win, I think is brilliant.
It's so cute. And actually, going back to what you just said, for your employee going home half an hour early.
Yes.
I agree. Yeah.
That absolutely would have been one for her. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's. I'm very grateful. I am very grateful. I wake up in the morning and I feel very grateful for small things, and I always have been I've always seen the glass half full.
Yeah.
But I do think it's very important to appreciate those little moments, like finding a parking space.
Yes.
Just driving into the car park and finding it just there.
Yeah.
Or you get to the bus stop and the bus is arriving.
I love it.
Absolutely.
But also,
sorry, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that it also works the other way around. There's these random acts of kindness. So that, I think, reflects on giving other people joy without realising it, small gestures. But today, even, I saw the dustmen stopping by our big bins and literally stopping to collect all the rubbish around them. And they said, sorry for holding up. I went, no, you're doing an amazing job. And all 3 of them turned around and went, what? And I said, no, you are. Thank you so much for everything you do.
We never heard that before.
Yeah, no, not at all. They thought I was going to shout at them for blocking the way. But and he just went off smiling, waving, thank you.
That's lovely.
So I think it is a combination of things. But
I think also what you've just said, Teresa, is it can have a knock-on effect. So that small act of kindness to that one person, they might then go home and keep
compliment their wife.
Well, exactly.
Who knows?
Exactly.
Miracles can happen.
And I think it's something we should do daily, actually, not weekly.
For sure.
Or 3. I think you said 3 times a week, right?
Yeah. But that's the interesting thing with positive reactions or negative reactions. They spread.
Yeah.
If you do something nice to someone, they're likely to do something nice to someone else, and so it continues. If you're rude to someone, it puts them in a bad mood, and they're likely to be rude to somebody else. It's a chain effect both ways. I had one today. I went to the supermarket on my way to work just to buy one thing, to buy something for lunch, and there was loads of queues, and I was like, oh, where's going to be the easiest? So I went and stood where there's easy, and there was a guy who just started loading his shopping, and he said, oh, go on, you go in front. I was like, oh, thank you so much, really kind. And then he, I think, was English, and then he said in Spanish to the checkout girl, he said in Spanish basically that, oh, I'm letting her go in front of me because she's only got one item. And I was like, oh, very good, I complimented him on his Spanish, and he was like, thank you very much. And we had a nice little exchange, and we obviously both would have gone off smiling just from, a few words.
Difference.
And
I had a really interesting one. Obviously, we don't all have the money to do these amazing acts of kindness, but I work at a bar sometimes on a Friday, and these two ladies were sat at the table and asked for the couple in front spill, and I was like, sorry, do you know them? And I was like, they were like, no, we just wouldn't pay for it. And I was okay,
nice.
what do you want me
to
tell them?
They did that for me.
Yeah. What do you want me to tell them? They're like, nothing when they go to pay. And it was like 2 Aperol Spritzers. So I was like, well, sure, as long as the bill gets paid. And when the customer
really
came
unusual.
up to pay, they were like, oh no, you're missing the 2 Aperols. And I was like, no, the ladies behind you paid for them. And they were like, what? And I said, did you know them? And they were like, no. So I don't know if maybe they overheard a conversation. It might have been a special day for them, but I don't know. I was so surprised. It's so lovely. I thought, is there a hidden camera or something?
That's so nice. It does make you wonder, doesn't it?
It does happen.
They must have heard something, whether they were talking about, I don't know, going through a difficult time financially, or whether it was an anniversary or something like that. And that's so lovely. And for them to do it anonymously is really sweet.
I loved listening to it, watching it happen, and it happened to me. They asked me.
So it left you with a good feeling.
Yeah, as well. Nothing even happened to me. Yeah.
Oh, so nice. Okay, one more, and we better take a break. Oh, this is it. Oh no, let's do the break now because this is quite a big subject. Sorry.
Hannah Murray on TRE in the afternoon.
Welcome back to Women Talk. With me in the studio today is Teresa Jacobson Gonzalez, Marina Bruce and Lily Taylor. Success. There's an article talking about success, and I thought it was a really interesting subject, what success means to you. In the social media age, it would be easy to expect 6-figure salaries, luxury cars, and thousands of Instagram followers to be the biggest signs of success. But it seems instead having enough cash in the bank, being healthy, and having a partner who calls you their best friend are more valuable to Britons. The top sign you are truly rich in life is that you treat people with kindness. The second most popular sign is taking care of your health, and the third is being able to admit your mistakes. So what do you, and be honest, it doesn't matter if it's any of those things or none of those things.
Lamborghini, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Exactly. When you think of success or the idea of being successful, what does that look like? What does that mean, do you think, to you?
Well, I don't think it's about admitting your mistakes.
No, I thought that was a really odd one as well.
No.
That's a really strange.
Ignore that one.
I don't get how that equates to success at all. I thought that was really odd. Yeah, definitely.
I suppose being honest, maybe being upfront.
Yeah,
and feeling true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yes, unfortunately, I do believe that influencers are now regarded as the success in many people's eyes, certainly kids growing up. You know, you ask them what they want to be now, they want to be an influencer.
Without really knowing what that means, influencing for what, it's like...
Exactly.
It's just,
I think they think it just means making a lot of money, having a lot of followers.
Yeah, it's a shame. It used to, when I was growing up, I remember, in a similar way, people wanted to be famous. There was a phase where that was the goal, and it wasn't that you wanted to be a footballer or you wanted to be a singer. It was just being famous, and it didn't really matter how. I suppose it's a similar thing. It's just an advancement from that, I suppose. But I do find it difficult to think about being successful without equating it to money in some way.
Yeah.
I think that is...
Because I think that's what we've been told.
Yeah.
That success is money, and it's the fancy car, the fancy house. But I don't agree with that. But I think that's what we're, especially with social media and consumerism, we're driven to that, spend, you need to make more, you need to be this, and, but actually, I'd like to hear from Lily, because she's the younger one.
Gen Z.
Yeah, she's the younger one here.
Resident.
And just out of curiosity, you're probably more plugged in than we are.
I think it's anything. It's like a really deep
especially
question.
about influencers and social media, so I'd love to hear your opinion.
It's like a very deep question. I think influencers do influence a lot. I really think they do. And I think depending on the type of person you are, you can get very carried away with their lifestyle, because some of the younger people who, for example, my age, it's very easy to see yourself in them, but we don't have the same life. So it's easy to think that is success. But I think personally, obviously you want money. Do you know what I mean? You want like success economically. But I think if I can have a job which is journalism in my life, that I can really enjoy and go to work feeling happy and feeling like I'm making it, like just enjoying it and not dreading it and not waking up on a Monday and thinking this is the worst thing ever, and just being able to get to that point. I think I would have been very successful. If that translates into lots of money, that's great. If not, well, then also no. But I also haven't chosen journalism because it necessarily brings in loads of money, because I know it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. You're in the wrong business.
Exactly. And also, obviously, just happiness and a lovely family and stuff like that, because I think that does come before everything else. You can be the richest person in the world and not be happy, which I know is very
no, but it's absolutely
I know
true.
a few, and it's really quite sad. People who are very wealthy, and they're probably the most unhappy people I know.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because money. It is absolutely true. Money can't buy happiness. It gives you freedom.
Yeah,
it allows you to make choices.
Yes.
Whether in terms of going on more holidays or having bigger, better cars or multiple cars, or it gives you choices and freedom. But it's not necessarily happiness at all. You can be stuck in a massive house feeling really lonely. It doesn't bring you friends. It doesn't bring you happiness. And I think that's a great answer, Lily, about finding a job that you love, because we spend so much of our time at work.
Yeah.
So the idea of being in a job for 40 years that a lot of people might do and hating every minute of it is hell. What a waste of life.
Yeah.
So, but if we were talking about, dustmen and working in supermarkets and different things like that we need people to do all these different jobs, and you have to find a passion in the job that you do, however menial it is. The idea of working in a factory, I did it once, and I really got into my head. I quite enjoyed the process of, okay, I do this and then I package that and then I do, and it became quite fun. And we always had music on in the radio, and I remember I didn't do it for very long, but I remember thinking, okay, because there were people there that had worked there for decades, and initially I thought this would be hell. Like, how can people work there for so long? But you have to find, going back to the joy thing,
if you can,
exactly. So finding a job that you love, ideally that you're passionate about. If it's not bringing you loads of money, I don't think that's as important. I've had jobs where I've been on much more money that I've hated and were really stressful, and I'd go home crying because I hadn't made a sale, and nightmare.
I think whatever you do, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. I've always said that. And if something becomes very repetitive and you're not enjoying it, then find something you do enjoy. But I think success equates to feeling content and that happiness. And that might come with age, but you don't
She looked at Lily.
I even pointed at Lily in a nice way. But I do think that reaching a point of feeling satisfied in your life, that means emotionally and in ways professionally, that doesn't necessarily mean money.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see, I think for me, success is less about work, because I do the work because, well, you need a job. And yes, I've enjoyed jobs some more than others, but for me, success is more my relationships with my friends and the things that I can do outside of work to help people. So maybe success for me is more interpersonal relationships, just because I've never had that wow job. I love it. Not many people have that opportunity to find a job that's it for 40 years they love.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. You might think a brisk walk brings its own rewards, fresh air, an invigorating spring in your step, and a break from work. But in a scheme backed by the NHS, Britons who manage a 20-minute daily stroll could be rewarded with shopping vouchers, discounts and freebies. The incentive scheme will be launched in January next year to get the nation moving. Health officials are said to be talking to retailers about creating a loyalty programme to reward people with free coffees and cinema tickets for hitting the target.
Amazing.
Silence.
Really.
That's just bizarre.
It's bizarre.
I remember there was a similar thing a few years ago to help people, to try and encourage people to stop smoking, where they were going to get rewards and things, and I thought that was strange as well.
It's very sad, though. It's sad that it's got to this point. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's ridiculous, but the fact that they're doing it is obviously for a reason. It means people aren't going on 20-minute walks. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I find it difficult. I'm trying to think of the words. I'm speechless. Yeah.
Well, I think we've created a lazy society. If you think about the technology and everything that's being done, automated, and that's probably part of the problem, if not major part of the problem.
I mean, if it was an hour walk, but 20 minutes, I mean, that's nothing. If you're not moving for 20 minutes a day.
Yeah. I mean, it's can only be a good thing.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. If it does encourage people to move more in order to get a free coffee or whatever, then the thing is, with any kind of exercise, it needs to be a habit, doesn't it? You know, it's all very well us saying 20 minutes isn't much, but if you're not doing anything, 20 minutes, or if you're really busy and you're working long hours, the idea of doing exercise can be a lot for a lot of people. So it needs to become a habit. So if this encourages people to start doing it, hopefully it will become a habit for them.
It's about creating habits, I think. I was just remembering that when I moved to the coast here from London, and it was a question of, I was on the 4th floor office. My office was on the 4th floor, and everybody took the lift. And that was a time 20 years ago when everybody said, in England, take the stairs. It was just, and also you're just used to stairs at home or whatever. And everybody took the lift, whether they were on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th floor. And I created a habit. They first started seeing me going, oh, there goes Teresa. And then suddenly people started to follow me and think, oh, it's not such a bad idea. I'll walk down, they started to say. And then literally every morning and every afternoon, I would see all these people we would be having chats on the stairs. And it made me think it's just about creating habits. Yeah. That's all. Also, I didn't like lifts anyway.
Use the stairs.
Then again, should that money maybe not be spent on I always believe in educating the kids first.
Yeah,
indeed.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There are you'd think better ways of spending the money for sure.
But then also everyone always complains about the fact that we live in such a sedentary society. So, and people say, well, we have to do something.
So they know.
Hopefully, maybe that is just a step in the right direction.
It's a shame. It has to be monetary. That's the problem. I think
it really is. Yeah.
How on earth do you control? I mean, how do you clock?
Measure it.
Yeah, measure. How do you measure it?
Apple Watch.
An app.
How would you prove it?
Put it on your dog.
Yeah, I was going to say, strap it to your animal.
So this is a really interesting one. We have spoken a lot on Women Talk and Men Talk about young people drinking less alcohol compared to when...
You looked at Lily.
I did.
It does say Gen Z, yeah. They don't like it.
I think it's very different to when we were growing up. Us three potentially. Young people seem to be drinking less alcohol, exercising more. This whole wellness boom. These really expensive gyms around here are absolutely packed. Younger people seem to be spending a lot money on wellness and being fit and healthy and smoothies and things like that instead of going to the pub.
Smoothies, the way you said that.
Smoothies. I love a smoothie, don't get me wrong. This article, I thought, having said what I've just said, was a bit close to the mark controversial. So she says, I just wish joyless Gen Z would loosen up, have a drink and have some fun. And she, is saying that she's got so many great stories for when she was younger, and most of them involved having had a few drinks. I think it's sort of slightly irresponsible, this article, suggesting that you need to have a few drinks to have a good time, which is a worrying thing. That's her experience. But I think to advocate that is slightly dangerous. I think for young people to read that thinking, maybe I should drink more is not great, really, is it?
So I think we need to hear from Lily.
Go on then.
I I don't know, because there is this whole wellness trend coming. There's no doubt about it. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, the gym raves and all that, and people have
Yeah, they get DJs in gyms.
Odd. Well, no, it's fine. Like matches instead of coffee, and like there is this whole, it's booming, it is. But then also, I've just come back from uni, and I don't know many people who go to gym raves and drink matcha. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know. I think there's maybe more than before, because I think that people are more conscious, maybe, and I would never say it's a good idea to drink, because it's not. But I don't know. Anyone can do whatever they want, I guess. And I have seen it grow a bit more. But at the same time, I wouldn't worry about Gen Z. I think lots of them are still having a lot of fun.
I was going to say.
Fair enough.
It's passage of life, isn't it? Yeah. You've got to get drunk and swear you'll never do it again, and then you go and do it again.
Yes.
But probably I think it's information. People are more informed now.
Yeah.
And you see the results. I mean, I think Stephen Bartlett is mentioned there as his...
That caused quite a hoo-ha, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he's a real example to what you can make of yourself, and at such a young age, and I suppose that's influencing a lot of people. But it is true, he really...
I think it's the way he said it. I'm assuming maybe he didn't mean it to sound as... I can't remember what
he had a drink.
He said, so British podcaster Stephen Bartlett, who recently caused a storm when he announced that, normally teetotal, he had once had 3 glasses of wine and it had ruined the next 3 days of his life. He slept badly, ate badly, and most tragically of all, podcasted worse.
Oh gosh!
So this journalist,
what was his tone of voice when he, was it a bit tongue in cheek when he said it, or was it really it ruined his life?
He was very serious about it.
Yeah, no, it was very, very serious, and so a lot of people were like, "What? 3 glasses of wine ruined your life for 3 days?" I mean,
but then again, he has invested in different energy drinks and all sorts of companies that it's all about supplements and things. So who knows, whether that reacted badly or he's already on a high with all of that.
Yeah.
But I think he's a good example. I follow his podcast and read his books. Good. But I think everything in moderation.
Yes. Good advice.
Hannah Murray, TRE in the afternoon.
Okay, the most condescending headline we have here. It turns out men can be house trained. I was like,
it's a delicate
God.
one. Seriously.
Can you imagine if it said women? We'd be absolutely outraged. So I'm outraged on behalf of the men. It's basically, the article is talking about, if you're tired of nagging your other half to pull his weight around the house, help could finally be at hand. Researchers have discovered that 2-hour house training session, please don't call it that, anybody, can persuade men to spend significantly more time caring for their children. Initially, I thought this was about housework, but it's actually about childcare. It's training the men to look after their own children, which is such a weird thing. I'd advise you to never use that expression at home and say, can I train you how to look after the kids or train you how to do the washing up? I don't think that would go down well. But I think it is kind of obvious, I guess, that in any situation, because it's not always going to be the man that isn't pulling his weight, it could just easily be the other way round. So in any situation, if you have someone in the home that isn't pulling their weight, then for sure something needs to happen. And it's not just nagging. Clearly, nagging doesn't work. If you're constantly saying, you need to do the washing up, but sometimes, or if that doesn't work, then other things need to happen. So training is a good idea. Basically, that's what it comes down to. Just don't call it that.
I like that. I think it shouldn't be maybe it is considered more of a gender role, some things that one does, but I know Guy must be laughing right now because I'm not allowed to say anything I'm not allowed to even touch the washing, he's got that so under control, even the hanging, he does it in an art, I was just don't touch the socks, just like, what? But no, I don't have any problem like that at home, but I think it probably just traditionally, there have been gender roles at home, and that is a problem. But I don't think that's the case now. Look at Lily's face.
For God's sake. If I had to bring in a personal tutor to teach my husband or boyfriend how to do the washing up, oh my goodness gracious, I don't know. No, obviously it's obvious that before the woman would probably do more of those jobs around the house, and I know that's traditionally, and I'm sure there's plenty of men nowadays that still don't do it, and vice versa, as he said. I just don't think I could be with someone that needed a trainer to look after their own children. Like, that is, I'm sorry, then I'm not, I don't, maybe I'm too young and maybe I'm naive, but I just wouldn't have kids with you if you're, do you know what I mean?
No, exactly. No. But some people don't have those discussions. You know, when you see dysfunctional families or dysfunctional parenting, you kind of go, did they not, before having children, have a discussion? Okay, so who's going to do what in the house? And, you know, the same as getting married and things like that. You know, so many things that you'd assume people discuss before making such a lifelong commitment with someone. Discuss about marriage, discuss about money, who pays for what, discuss about having kids and who's responsible and who does the housework. All these things should be really obvious things that you go through before making a commitment with someone, but clearly some people don't.
Well, I think it's generational, it's cultural, and it's also individual. I mean, you know, there's some men you just don't need to, you know, they will want to do a 50-50. And
also when you're in love, and people, especially when you're younger, I think it's very easy to think that you want to change someone, which is always a dangerous
relationships.
A dangerous place to be. But you know, that whole bad boy thing, you know, girls love a bad boy, but they secretly want him to not be a bad boy and actually really be nice and romantic and sweet and complimentary. So, you know, they're attracted as a bad boy, but they really want to change them. And that's just not good. Not good. So, yes.
It's very complicated.
Don't use the word trained. No. Basically.
Don't do it.
If you've always thought the brain reaches its peak in the mid-20s and that it's all downhill from there, you can relax. Scientists have discovered that humans don't reach their highest levels of psychological functioning until between the ages of 55 and 60. This is because decades of accumulated knowledge, emotional maturity and life experience outweigh the decline in raw mental speed.
Oh, I love that. Really? Seriously, it's me. I'm 46 going on 56. I think it's wonderful, and I think it's totally true. Every single word in that article.
Well, there you go. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it, really? I think it makes a lot of sense that... you
gain experience. You know, when people are running around worried about silly little things, you think, been there, done that.
You know, but it's all so important at the time, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, when you're 15, everything that's going on is like, oh my, you know, really, really
OMG.
important. OMG. No, I mean, that each stage of your life, it's important at the time, but it's only as you get older you realise how unimportant some of those things were, or even people.
Yeah. It's true. It is true. But I don't know. It is even my tone has changed, the way I speak, the way I think, and both my daughters are wonderful, but I do see them getting really hepped up about things sometimes. But as you say, each stage in life is to be appreciated. But maybe that's why everybody now calls me Mama. I am Mama. Mother Teresa.
That's nice. I'm definitely less stress as I'm older.
100%.
And I feel like that was a real choice. You know, things that would have stressed me out a while ago, and I you know, things to do with work or whatever. Now I'm just like, well, okay, it doesn't. It's fine.
In the big scheme of things.
It's really not the end of the world.
No.
Yeah, and it's just such a lovely space to be in, not being stressed. Who wants to be stressed? So if we can, control that a bit more, it's lovely.
And, you know, I think it's good that we're constantly evolving. I mean, I'm assuming we're always going to be learning and evolving up until, you know... the big sky calls.
Yes, exactly. We've got one more ad break today.
Hannah Murray. TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're listening to the last part of today's Women Talk with Teresa Jacobson Gonzalez, Marina Bruce and Lily Taylor. They were once among the most eagerly awaited social events of the year, but these days an invitation to a wedding is more likely to trigger a search for an excuse to not go rather than for a hat to wear. 1 in 3 invitees, including almost half of Gen Z, are declining invitations amid soaring costs with the gifts, hotels, hen-dos and new outfits all adding to the bill. I get this. Weddings can be really expensive.
I'll tell you something. My father, who's in his late 80s, has always said he prefers to go to a funeral than a wedding.
It's cheaper. It's much cheaper.
There you go.
Wow, oh my God. Yeah. It's... I think it depends, well, A, how much money you've got. If you haven't got the money, you haven't got the money. There's no kind of, even if it's your best friend and they want to go to Las Vegas or whatever, if you can't afford to go, you can't afford to go. But if you can afford it, then I suppose it's how much you like the person. And, you're not going to spend loads of money on presents and dresses and hotels if you're not really that bothered about going. But if you want to be there, you'd want to do all those things. You'd want to buy a new dress. You want to get a nice present because the whole thing's really exciting.
I think also, I'm surprised it says Gen Z because I understand if you've been to loads of weddings and then you don't want to go to yet another one of someone you may not care about that much. But I can't wait for all my friends to get married. I've never been to a wedding properly and I'd really want to go to one. Again, I'm sure if you go to a few where you don't really know the people, well, then it might be different. But this is a call for anyone I know to get married.
I've hardly been to any. I think
really?
Other than my own, so not including that. I think I've only been to like 3.
Oh,
3 or 4, not many at all.
I was 1.
But that was because I moved abroad, you see. So when all my friends got married, I was living in Spain and we sort of lost touch and found new friends, and so I don't have like a core group of friends back home.
But are people still getting married as much? I'm not sure that they are.
Not as much, no. And again, that sometimes can be a monetary thing.
And they're doing sort of in the town hall. They're just doing registry office, and keeping it more low key. I think very traditionally here in Spain there are it was always very big weddings, and I heard recently somebody saying that they were just going to invite 100. And I thought, oh my God, just and she said, oh, that's really
they're not Taylor Swift, then, are they?
But I think people are looking for maybe more intimate weddings and celebrations. But if you're invited to a lot, of course it can be expensive.
And I can't get over Andreas, who's been on Men Talk many times, talking about how much money you give traditionally at a Spanish wedding, like hundreds of euros
as a present.
You should at least give 100 per person. Whoa. So you expect really to cover the cost of what they paid for.
So if you go as a couple, you would pay 200?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You don't want to go to that wedding now, do you?
No. It's certainly not as a British thing. We very kindly had people give us money for our wedding that went towards our honeymoon, and I think most people probably did about 50 euros each, which we thought was lovely. But I had friends who, single mum, who put like 20 euros in a card, and I was so grateful because I knew that. But then we had friends that have a bit more money that gave us a couple of hundred, and we couldn't believe it. We were like, wow, I thought that was unbelievably generous.
So you just get cash? Because maybe I'm not clued up on all the wedding things. I thought you got like presents. In Friends, you get like a kettle for your new home. And
I think it's a Spanish thing, isn't it, to get money at your wedding?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's like a Greek wedding, isn't it?
Yeah. But the reason why people generally don't have things like that before is because most couples have been living together for a long time and have already got kettles and toasters.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There used to be, people still do it sometimes, a wedding list. So you can go on to a website and there'll be things of various different prices of the kind of things that they want. But again, that's normal if people haven't been living together that long. If I was to put together a list of presents, I think that would be really difficult. difficult. It would be so really random stuff. It wouldn't be all household appliances.
No, so true. Yeah, of
it
course.
would be like, buy me this dress from Zara, or like it was just a weird thing.
Well, we said the second time round when I got married, we said no presents, and because having our own house, we didn't need anything. And everybody bought bottles of champagne. So it was lovely. But actually, for us, it was them turning up. Coming from all over the place. From England, from Spain, and just being there with us to share such a wonderful day. But it wasn't necessary, I think.
No. It's not. I think it's a shame if people aren't going to weddings, though. I think that's a shame, but particularly if it's because of money. That's awful. We have a minute and a half left, and what are we going to do? Oh, this is an interesting one. Learn to drive. We'd prefer to take an Uber, says Gen Z. Passing your drive.
Get a chauffeur.
Passing your test used to be a key milestone, but now learning to drive can be added to the list of norms scorned by Gen Z who'd rather take an Uber.
No, I'm trying to get my driving license.
Yes, Lily.
Honestly.
Well, good luck, because there are 18,000 people on the waiting list here in Malaga now.
I don't think
Good luck.
I'm presenting myself as exam here, so it's fine.
Oh my God.
But that's weird. I don't know. You want that skill, don't you? Ubers are expensive. Everyone's complaining you can't go to weddings because they don't have enough money, and yet you're willing to pay for an Uber for €7 to go around the corner.
Let's go out for a drink, though. Come on, it's more fun.
Not if you have a match.
Let's just bring it all in.
Yes, learn to drive and have a matcha. Oh dear. But so how's the driving going, Lily?
I had one at 8 a.m. this morning, which I've decided it's a bit early for me, so I'm going to stick to evening.
Gen Zs for you.
Less traffic at 8 a.m.
No, but I was half asleep, so I'm going to stick to afternoon.
Oh my God.
Fair enough. And are you more confident now?
Yeah, I get slowly but surely.
Keep your eyes open.
Yes, don't do it when you're half asleep. I wouldn't recommend that for the rest of your life. Okay, thank you, ladies, very much for coming in today, and I will be back on Monday.
You've been listening to a TRE production. If you've enjoyed this programme, there'll be another episode waiting for you next week, right here on this platform, where you can also access our extensive back catalogue of shows and interviews. For more information on our live programming, social media channels and apps, and how to contact Talk Radio Europe, please visit tre.radio.